What's up, everybody? Welcome into another edition of Crush City Territory. I'm Chandler Rome, joined by Tyler Stafford, and fresh back from rainy Cooperstown, New York, Josh Reddick. Josh, I apologize that the game got banged, but you did take an at bat. You did get to face Edwin Jackson. He of
Ooh.
infamously threw a no hitter. We can dovetail that talk into more no hitter talk. But how was the one inning you played in Cooperstown?
Well, it should be noted on a much lesser note that for the second time in my career, I have lost in the finals of the home run derby there.
Mm.
First time to one James Loney, second time this time around to a former teammate and great friend, Johnny Gomes.
Ooh.
Um, but, I told him it was under protest because I was the only guy in the first round to hit more than one homer. Three guys tied for one, and they got to move on all as a group, not a swing off. It's supposed to be 1v1, so there's a little too much going on, but I didn't step up, and Johnny did. So the one inning was great, minus the rain, minus the cold. It was about 48 degrees there all weekend. Just a slow drizzle, and Doubleday Field does not have a drainage system at all, I don't think. So, but it was fun. Got to play center field, which was crazy. Played behind Charlie Morton again. That was pretty cool. He still moves the ball about that much, in case you were wondering. Um, So my at bat was the most funniest at bat of the whole day because I got three sliders in the whole at bat. I was the only guy who got an off speed pitch all day. And I got it 1-0
That's respect
and
right there.
I spit on it. So I go 2-0, right? We're all retired. Here comes the little heater at like 70. No, Edwin goes through 2-0 banger, slider in the dirt, soared because I just sold out. Everybody's laughing. Step out of the box. Oh, we got to have a competitive at bat in a retired game. This is great. So the whole time I'm just waiting for him to throw the slider again, and he does. Get to 3-2. What's the hitter in me do? Oh, he threw it 2-0. I'm going to sit on it 3-2. Sure enough. And he tries to overthrow a heater about 90, 91. It almost clips my shins, but it was a competitive at bat. Got the walk out of it, 2-out walk, mind you.
Mhm.
And then scored on a Daniel Murphy double, first to
Let's
home
go.
in the rain
First,
and
That's
in
right.
puddles. So
Way to
first to
go.
home at 39 years old. There you go. You still got the. You can still turn the
no,
burners on when you got to.
I wouldn't say the burners were on. Let's
Yeah,
let's
how the hammies
just to
feeling?
say I was fine because I was kind of high stepping to avoid puddles and slipping. But if we're going on a curve system, if we're grading on a curve of my peers, I was flying.
Oh
I
yeah.
was like I was in the 100th percentile of
Your
performing that
Cooperstown
day in
Savant
my
page is
speed.
just red.
Yeah, yeah. It's in the speed department at least.
Okay, we'll take that.
Well, you know what? You know what doesn't require speed? That's trotting around the bases after you hit a home
I
run.
I was gonna say, speaking of home run derbies and off speed pitches, good lord,
Oof.
that Yordan homer on
Is
3-0.
is there
Disgusting.
no segue that could have gotten to Jordan with what we could have
My
used? We could have used any angle.
goodness.
Uh,
That was crazy.
yeah, he's a freak.
He's
And
so good.
and
Beyond freak.
he is in the middle of a tear that I think has everyone in the Astros clubhouse, everyone that's watching this, just kind of in awe. He's got 5 home runs in his past 3 games. He has multi-home run games on both Tuesday and Wednesday. Um, he tied the game with a home run on. He tied the game on Wednesday with a home run off of Jacob DeGrom, and then he won the game in the 8th inning with a home run in a 3-0 count when the Rangers were very clearly trying to pitch around him. There was no one on base. They were just trying to get him out of the batter's box. He gets to 3-0. And the reliever made a mistake of just putting a pitch just close to the strike zone. This was not a center cut slider. Like DeGrom kind of hung him a little bit of a slider, but the pitch that he hit out in the 8th inning, that was not some cement mixer hanger. It was like, it's a little down, a little away. And Yordan, just, if you're throwing it in the zone right now, that's a problem. He's got 20 home runs. You think back to if they open the roof on opening day, he's got 21 home runs. He is on the sort of role that is difficult to explain. I'm a writer for a living and I have to come up with words for it, and it's hard to at times. He is almost single-handedly carrying this team, and as I wrote this morning in the Athletic, kind of propelling them back to relevance because if you look at this series against the Rangers, he has played a huge part in this series against the Rangers. They've already won 2 of 3. They're 3 games out of the division, 2.5 out in the wild card. This is a team that now, we talked about they need to stack wins, stack series wins together. Well, they're doing that now, and Yordan Alvarez is right in the middle of it. This is as locked in as you can be on a baseball field, and it feels like we say that about Yordan about once or twice every season.
I got words for you, Chandler, to use exact for you. Ready? Ultra instinct. I'm sure you don't know what it means, but plenty of nerd fans will understand. He is ultra instinct right now. Google it, look it up. Strongest anime character in the history of the world. That's where Jordan is right now because, like, you're not even just talking about a 3-0 slider. This guy saw the 3-0 slider, froze, and then still absolutely obliterated this ball and didn't even pull it. Actually, just crushed this ball back to where it came from. So you look at all these moving parts. I just love how he just froze, and then everything was just like he could have just smiled midway through that swing because he knew exactly what he was about to do with it, knew exactly what was coming, and not only that, recognized everything about it. But you're right, coming back to relevance is crazy to think about when we looked at what this team was going through in the past month. But you can't just you credit him, but like look at what the pitching staff outside of the Jason Alexander start have done a great job of just at least keeping them in this ball game and having the ability to have a guy like Jordan to get you back and win you ball games. That's what you're hoping for when you're a Houston Astros. You can get the pitching right now to just maintain and manage and keep them somewhat close. You feel like if you can get Jordan up right now, he's going to win you a ball game.
Yeah, I mean, 3-0 count, lefty on lefty, tied game of the 8th inning. He's the leadoff hitter. That
Just
pitch
put him
is
on. Just
on
go
the
like this.
black, down and away, and he swung at it and hit it a mile. I mean, that was one of the more ridiculous things I've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't understand why they just didn't put him on. But I also look at look who's standing on deck, Christian Walker. Who look, I mean, Christian Walker's having an incredible year as well. But if I'm Skip Schumacher, if I'm the Rangers, like I want. There's one guy I'm not letting beat me, especially a guy in
Yep.
Yordan Alvarez that has hit 17 home runs at Globe Life Field in his career. That is the most ever hit by a visiting player in that venue. It's the most Jordan has hit in a road ballpark in his career. Bear in mind that this ballpark opened in 2020. So it's not as if this thing's been around for. I mean, he did not have 2019 to play in this place either. So he is now also, and I thought something that was also just incredible. So he struck out in his first at bat on Wednesday. DeGrom froze him with a slider that kind of, I think it was like a front door slider that kind of painted the outside corner. And Jordan, you could tell when he got rung up, he just kind of stood there and was frustrated with himself. And then next at bat, DeGrom comes back with a slider and he just demolished it. And I think that's the thing. Joe Espada tried to talk about it a little bit after the game. And, I talked to a couple of his teammates about it. And the one thing I will always say about Alvarez that I think gets lost in the home runs, in the power, and just kind of his stature is how complete of a hitter and how smart of a hitter he is. Joe said last night it's his intelligence between at bats. It's him going back and looking at the iPad and being able to adjust, at bat to at bat. It's the contact ability. It's the swing decisions. It's the plate discipline. Like you see a lot of guys that are big power threats that have a lot of swing and miss in their game. Alvarez, he swings and misses less than 20% of the time this season, and the league average is 25%. He doesn't chase. He doesn't strike out. If they want to walk him, he will take his walks because he knows that that's kind of the best thing for the team to kind of pass the baton and get on base and let Christian Walker's been hitting behind him. Let Christian Walker come up and take a swing, but he gets miscast a lot as just this hulking slugger that hits 450-foot homers. And he does, don't
Mm-hmm.
get me wrong. Fastest player in Astros history to get to 20 home runs in a single season. He is on pace to shatter Jeff Bagwell's single season franchise record of 47 homers. He hits homers, don't get me wrong, and he slugs. but he is so much more than just a power hitter, a big guy that hits for extra bases.
Yeah, I mean, this is a guy when he's not hitting for power, he's very good at not only getting you hits, but getting those hits the other way. Like people forget when he's I don't want to say when he's struggling because that's a rare thing for him to see, but when he's not getting the ball out of the ballpark, he's completely fine with taking those pitches on the outer third and shooting them over shortstop or shooting him through the gap for that single the other way, especially when he has base runners on. Even going back to when I was playing with the guy, I remember he was being so good about driving the ball back up the middle. If that's all they were going to give him to drive and run, and he is that smart to know that going in, make that adjustment, and just not try to do too much and pull the baseball all the time because it's a luxury what he has because he can leave any ballpark at any given moment from left field pole to the right field foul pole. So that's a good tool to have in your arsenal, but it's also good to not get out of your approach and just stay with those low line drives that just get you those singles, get you those doubles, and just kind of like you said, pass the baton to the next guy while still getting his job done in the right moment.
Guys, he has 36 walks and 41 strikeouts. Like
That's pretty
he,
good.
well, like how are you? It's crazy. I mean, if you took away just the home runs, he would still be one of the best hitters in baseball. Like, I mean, it's absurd. He is so fun to watch. If you took all 20 of his home runs this season and made them singles. So if you literally just took away all the home runs and you made them singles, he would still have an OPS around 800. Like, which is a great. I mean, that's great. That's how good he is. If he was just a singles hitter and walks, he would still be a very, very good hitter. It's absolutely absurd.
That's crazy.
So as it stands, he has a 1085 OPS, which is the best in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
There are 12 qualified hitters in baseball that have an OPS of 900 or higher. Yordan has the fewest strikeouts of those 12 guys. He has the highest batting average of those 12 guys. There's only one other guy other than Yordan that has a batting average over 300 in that mark, and it's Jordan Walker of the Cardinals, whose batting average is 300. And Yordan has the highest OBP of those 12 guys too. So it just goes to show you, like, yes, like all these guys have high OPSs and stuff, but like Yordan does so much more than just slug. This is not just a slug first power guy. It's, from the beginning, from when they found him, I'll never forget talking to Ozzo Campo, friend of the pod, and longtime Astros international scouting director who tried very hard to get Yordan to sign with the Astros, but just money didn't work out in that international period. He has said from day one that Yordan is a hit over power guy. I mean, the power is what it is, but he is a hit over power prospect. And that is scary to think when you look at the damage he is doing and the home runs he hits and the power he's producing. But it is what it is, and he is putting himself in MVP conversation. And we're going to debate kind of where he stands in the MVP conversation right after this message from our friends at Blue Chew.
AJ, give me a line on Blue Chew.
Well, do you need help with your love life, Scott?
Perhaps.
Do you want to turbocharge your love life?
Yes.
Well, then you need Blue Chew Gold because it has 4 active ingredients that help you not only turbocharge, but you can supercharge it if you take one of these.
And AJ's talking about that new arousal boosting formula that combines passion and performance into one tablet that dissolves under your tongue for super fast onset. No more waiting for a pill to kick in. No more moments ruined by performance anxiety. Just the results you want when you want them. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. A special deal is there for the FT fam. Right now, when you buy 2 months of Blue Chew Gold, you get the third for free with promo code FOUL. That's promo code FOUL. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. Thank you to Blue Chew for sponsoring the show. And thank you, AJ, for talking love life. The process is simple and it's all online. Get started today at BlueChew.com and go for gold.
Josh, real quick, I got a fun stat for you. Outside of 2017, what would you consider your best offensive year?
Ooh, so a lot of people are going to think 2012 just because they hit 30 homers, but also struck out 150 times and hit 242.
That would have been my second choice. My first choice for
I'm
you.
I would hold on. I would say it's got to be either 2015 and then it's probably
That's my pick.
2015 because
Okay, so
I think it's like over
2015.
270, cut the
Yep.
strikeouts down, still hit 20 and driven 75.
So 2015, you were great. You were a 3.5 win player. Your OPS that season was 781. Really good. If you took all of Yordan's home runs this year and turned them into singles, he has a 782 OPS. That's that's how good of a season Yordan is having. If you took all of his homers away, he is still hitting at the level of a really, really good season from you.
Isn't that crazy?
He's
Isn't that wild?
he's absurd.
He's
That's
so
just dumb. That's just dumb.
It's crazy.
he's so absurd that you kind of like when he has games like he had on Wednesday. Like my task is just to kind of go around the clubhouse and take the temperature of his teammates because at this point like, there's only so much Jordan can say. Like he is a humble man. Like he's not gonna tell you how good he is just by himself. So you need other people to tell you that. So I went up to Spencer Arrighetti before Jordan talked last night, and I'll put it up on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. You can read it in the Athletic; it's up right now. But just I asked Spencer to like contextualize kind of what we were talking about in the last segment. Just that this is not just a power hitter; this is a complete hitter. And Arrighetti said he's not running into baseballs. He's just that good at covering both sides of the plate in any speed range. It doesn't matter if you throw 100. It doesn't matter if you throw 90. It doesn't matter if you throw the best sweeper, best curveball in baseball. He's going to blanking hit it. And then he started to talk about how he's the best power hitter that's ever been, other than Barry Bonds. And Spencer said that in the Astros dugout, they have jokingly started to refer to Jordan as Barry. They call him Barry while he is hitting. I don't know if they do it to his face, but just when they're talking among the pitchers on the bench, when they're talking just among the coaches, like they say, "Oh, like Barry's coming up," and Spencer said so. They the Rangers walked they started the ninth inning with a walk. The Rangers did, which meant that Alvarez was guaranteed to get an at bat in the ninth inning. And Spencer said the minute that walk finished, he goes, "Oh, congrats, you get to face Barry again." And in a Barry Bonds esque twist, the Rangers intentionally walked Yordan Alvarez, which is going to be coming a lot more if it isn't already. You're going to be seeing it a lot more in a lot of intentional walks. But as long as we're on the Barry Bonds topic, he won 7 MVPs. Yordan Alvarez, right now, is he the American League MVP favorite right now? I think this is going to litigate some debate as to the merit of being a DH, of not playing defense hardly at all. Obviously, Bobby Witt Jr. is having an incredible year on a bad team. Aaron Judge is Aaron Judge. But we just went through everything that Yordan Alvarez leads the league in, that he leads baseball in, that he leads the American League in. He's the best hitter in the sport. Like, that's no debate. He leads Major League Baseball in slugging percentage, OPS, OPS plus, and total bases. He's the best hitter in the sport. Is he the best player in the American League?
I think so.
Oh,
I
look,
mean, it's obviously, you're debating really, really good players when you talk about
mhm.
the top. I mean, Aaron Judge is another guy that, I mean, it is silly how good he is at baseball. He's having a somewhat down year, but he's having a somewhat down year, and he has a
For him,
160
for him, he's
OPS
having a
plus.
down year.
He's
It's a down
still,
year for him.
yeah, he's still just ridiculous. But I mean, yeah, when I think about MVP, I think of, if I were on another team, who would I least want, the other team to have, right? Like, if the game is on the line, who do I least want coming up? And I don't think that there's a player in baseball that more pitchers would say I'm scared of than Yordan Alvarez. And I mean, when he's hitting at this level, and look, when you get to the MVP stuff, like, I mean, obviously writers have gotten a lot smarter. It's a lot more analytical. If it's
Some of
like
us.
within, if it's within a couple of points and stuff, it is going to turn into a team game. Like, the Astros have to be good too, which is silly because it's a most valuable player. It's not like best player on the best team. So that, the Astros do have to be good in order for him to have a shot there. But yeah, I mean, if he hits 60 home runs and is hitting 330, like, yeah, I mean, he absolutely deserves to win the MVP.
Yeah, I agree. Right now, he 100% is your MVP, and that's the bad thing about being the DH is he's got to keep the historic pace up for the whole season because
Yeah.
Judge can get away with that because he's so good of an outfielder and keeps his. I know you love this, Chandler. His WAR up because of his defensive stats. It obviously helps him in the MVP race, but with the DH, he's got to work a little bit harder. But when you're leading every category like that, and you're hitting 330, and you hit 60 pumps, and if you at that rate, you're going to drive in 120 plus. Yeah, I mean, then it's no debate. I don't care if he's on the worst team in the league. I don't. If you're putting up numbers like that, it doesn't. For me, as a former player, team is irrelevant. If you're putting up numbers, and that should be even more case. If I'm on not a great winning team and I'm doing this, that's more of a credit to me to being the most valuable
Yeah.
player. Because imagine if I did this on a really good team, like you put Yordan, you imagine putting Yordan, let's just for shits and giggles, on the Dodgers. Because it's in this
Don't say
realm of
that.
reality we live in, it could be possible in 7 to 8 years. I'm sorry.
Don't say
But
that.
I mean, it was. I mean,
you put
they
him in.
had
Okay,
him. They had him.
they
Don't.
had him. I know.
Yeah, they had their
All right,
chance.
let's put him on a good team. Put him on the Blue Jays. Put him on the Toronto Blue Jays. Put him in that lineup. My man's hitting 60, 75 and driving in 150 because of the people around him getting on base a little bit more. So I credit to those guys. If I can do it when this team's not doing their best, then that's just more of incentive for this guy to deserve an MVP.
This is going to get into, and Josh, I know you have hot takes on this. This is going to get into which measurement of WAR you value the most, whether you value Fangraphs WAR or whether you value Baseball References WAR. But as of Thursday morning when we were recording this, Yordan Alvarez is second in baseball in Fangraphs WAR behind Bobby Witt Jr. of the Royals. In Baseball Reference WAR, which I don't quote me on this. I have not. I don't remember. Tyler, you may know. Like, I think Baseball Reference WAR takes defense into account more than Fangraphs WAR does. That would seem to be the case given where Yordan is in Baseball Reference WAR. He's 11th in the league in Baseball Reference WAR. But a guy named Andy Pajes of the Los Angeles Dodgers leads baseball in WAR in the Baseball Reference version of WAR. So again, it's one of these things where voters, again, and we're talking about this on May 28th, there is so much that could happen between now and then. Like, this is just early fodder after he's had a week for the ages. But it's going to be one of these things that if he keeps this pace up, there's going to be a lot of debate. And, look, there's debate every year for the MVP. I was in the middle of it last year, voting between Judge and Cal Raleigh. And, Cal Raleigh did something that no catcher has ever done before in the history of baseball, and he finished second. Because Aaron Judge just had that good of a season. He had that good of an all-around offensive season. And I think we are getting to the point where Yordan is going to encroach upon that. He's going to encroach upon having that sort of season. Because Aaron Judge, you want to have anyone that's kind of Yordan's equal, it's Aaron Judge. Because just the same way we talked about Yordan not being just a power guy, just a home run guy, like Aaron Judge is as complete of a hitter as you will find in the big leagues too. Like those are two very comparable guys. And you saw that last year, what nudged Aaron Judge over the top was that he had a more complete offensive season. And it wasn't just that he hit 60 homers.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, the knock on Judge is obviously the strikeouts, which is fine. I mean, again, you're complaining about little things here. I mean, he's one of the best hitters we've ever seen. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. But I mean, it's hard to call Yordan underrated, but somehow he is. Like I don't think people understand just how good of a hitter he is overall, because you see the majestic home runs, but he would be one of the best leadoff hitters in the sport. Like he could do any aspect of hitting that you want him to do, he is one of the best at it.
And it's funny because Jeremy Pena last night said, like, we got to start putting some respect on Yordan's name. And in my head, I'm like, really? I'm like, really? Like, I think but I get what you're saying. And that's kind of how Jeremy kind of followed it up, was that, like, yeah, I don't think people understand just how complete and how good of a hitter he is. Because again, like, the highlights, all anybody is seeing today, or all anybody has seen the past 2 or 3 days, is just the home runs that he hit. He hit a homer. He homered off DeGrom. He homered off Jack Leiter yesterday. Like, that's all anybody ever sees with him, is just these huge moonshot homers. But again, they don't see, like Josh was talking about earlier, they don't see, in a 2-strike count, he's able to go with a pitch off the plate and hit it the other way for a single. Or if there's 2 runners on and 2 outs and he's getting pitched very difficult, like, it's just get a ball to the right side, get a ball through so 2 runs can score. He's not selling out to try to hit the ball out of the ballpark, to hit the ball in the gap, which you see that from some elite hitters that are power first guys, Josh. You see them go up there and they are trying to sell out to hit the ball 600 feet. I can't think of many times where I've seen Yordan Alvarez go up there and say, oh man, like, he's swinging to try to hit this ball to Oklahoma City. Like, no, like, he's always under control. He's always composed. There is no try hard and there's no selling out for power in his game.
Yeah, simply put, he doesn't have to. This is such a strong human being that natural swings to him. I mean, look at the balls he's been hitting. They haven't been those high fly balls. They've been just absolute rockets on a line up to center field. And there's no really, it doesn't look like it's a max effort swing because he's just that clean and that smooth and the ball just explodes off him. So if I had that ability, I would never swing hard because I never have to. So he has obviously understood that and knows the way of his swing obviously better than anybody. But when you don't have to worry about getting overpowered and everything getting off balance and you just make everything stay smooth like he does, you get the results. You get those rockets to 115. Like, he doesn't have to. And that's a credit for him because that's where the strikeouts seem to just cut down because he's not overswinging. He's not moving his head. His eyes don't change locations to go to try to get something. He's just nice and compact. And it doesn't throw everything off balance. Like I said, when he's not opening up and trying to crush it, everything just stays connected. And that's what happens. A guy like that doesn't strike out as much as the next guy, like a Jock Peterson or an Aaron Judge like that. And even Aaron Judge doesn't swing hard, but like you look at those guys that swing hard, like let's say O'Neal Cruz strikes out a absolute ton. Yeah, he may hit it 120 every now and then, but I'd rather be more consistent in the 113 range. But that's just me.
So Josh Smith won a Silver Slugger in 2024 for the Rangers. He's played his entire career there. He has played in 243 games at Globe Life Field, and he has hit 18 home runs there. Yordan has played in 33 games and has hit 17 home runs there.
I think I've got the stat that's going to, like, top everything, I hope. So Yordan Alvarez, he homered off DeGrom last night. He is now one of 6 players to have at least 3 career home runs off Jacob DeGrom. So listen to the names, and then you're going to get the most incredible part of the stat. So Giancarlo Stanton's hit 4. That's the most any opponent's ever hit off of DeGrom. He's hit 4 homers off DeGrom. Freddie Freeman, Austin Riley, Jose Altuve, Ryan McMahon, and Yordan. Bear in mind that Jacob DeGrom did not face the Astros in his career until 2025. So Yordan has had, I think, 8 at-bats against Jacob DeGrom, and 3 of them have been homers. Wow. It is insane. And to do it against that level of pitching too. Like, look, DeGrom's scuffled a little bit recently, but he's still Jacob DeGrom. Like, he's, as Spencer Arrighetti said yesterday, he's a top 5 pitcher in this generation, and Yordan clipped him. And he's clipped him 3 times. In a small sample size too, because this isn't like he's been facing him since 2012. Like, it boggles the mind what Yordan Alvarez is doing, and for the Astros, he needs to keep doing it, which is a big burden to bear. But I think if anyone can shoulder it, it's Yordan Alvarez. We'll talk a little bit more about what's next for Alvarez, what's next for the Astros, right after this message from our friends at FanDuel.
This episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Baseball fans, the MLB season is in full swing, and FanDuel is giving you a chance to call your shot with daily dingers. Joining the action is easy. Just make your free pick on who's hitting a home run in their game, and if you're right, you'll get a profit boost to use on your next bet for a chance at extra winnings. It's just another reason why FanDuel is the home of home runs. So are you ready to play your game? Head over to FanDuel.com/podcast to get started. That's FanDuel.com/podcast to opt in for daily dingers and make your free pick on who's hitting a homer. Play ball and swing for the fences on FanDuel, an official partner of Major League Baseball. No purchase necessary. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
One thing we have not talked about with Alvarez that I thought was interesting when he talked last night, it was kind of the one moment of candor he had last night. So I think everyone will remember that he did not start off this month very well. He was, and it kind of coincided with the Astros kind of offensive malaise earlier in May. He had 5 extra base hits and struck out 24 times in his first 86 plate appearances in May. And, he got asked last night, what has kind of flipped the script. And he said, I'll read the quote directly through an interpreter. He said, "Tiredness comes into play, and that reflects when I take my at bats at home plate." That's what happened. I think it's worth remembering that he had played in every single game and taken every single at bat and every single one of his at bats, not been pulled early, not been pinch hit for before he left that game with the back spasms in Chicago on Saturday. He was the only guy that had played in every game. And look, I understand he's a designated hitter. I understand he's not going out and playing the field, and that's a little bit less of a burden on you. But still, the workload, according to Yordan, had crept up on him. And then they gave him the day off Sunday. They were going to do it no matter what, but the back spasms, I think, certainly played a part in that. And then since the day off, he's hit 5 homers in 3 games. So I think from a macro standpoint, it's interesting to think about that, they maybe do have to look at his workload a little bit. And I'm not saying he's going to get a day off a week. I don't think they're going to do that at all. But I think you could see in some games where the score gets separated, or if they're able to get him off of his feet. And I understand he's a DH. I understand that he's off of his feet for a good bit of the game, just given the position he plays. But you could see maybe he doesn't take that at bat in the 8th or the 9th inning. And I think this is also underscoring why he doesn't play the outfield and why they want to shield him from playing the outfield. And it's what we talked about all winter. It's what Joe Espada reiterated all winter, that they wanted to protect him. They wanted to protect his legs. They wanted to protect his upper half, because we are seeing it with our very eyes. Like, having him in the lineup is like that. It is what is going to, if this team is going to make the playoffs, he has got to be upright and be in the lineup and be at full strength. Watching this has to just be, for fans of this team that watched this team play last year, watching the beginning of this season has to just be equal parts mesmerizing and frustrating, because he played 48 games last year. Like, if this guy last year plays 60 games, that team gets into the playoffs. I don't know what they do once they get into the playoffs, but it's funny. We sat here all winter, Tyler and I, and debated, do they need to change the hitting coaches? Do they need to change the offensive philosophy? Like, is the offensive system broken? Like, no. They didn't have the best hitter in baseball in the lineup for 110 games last year. That is what was wrong with the 2025 Astros. It wasn't any philosophy or messaging or coaching.
Nope. I'm going to go back to the days off, because there's nothing really more to say, because what you just said is 100% factual why they didn't get there. Heck, if he plays 15 more games, they probably get in the way he's hitting the ball. But you know those little
Maybe one.
things.
They missed
People,
by one game.
maybe one. He wins you one game. I think he wins you one more game at
Easy.
least in 10 days.
We just saw it. I mean,
So yeah, I mean, you talk about days off, but yeah, you continue workload, give him that eighth eye. And like, people forget, like being a DH is hard. You have to keep your body warm. You have to keep moving when you're not a person who keeps moving. The mental load of this game, people seem to always forget how hard this game is mentally on people. Taking one at bat off, getting four at bats for him instead of five, just shuts the brain down for an hour where he doesn't have to go up there and think. He doesn't have to worry about anything in the dugout. He can put his turfs on. His feet don't have to hurt anymore. Whatever little thing that might ail you can be fixed and hopefully addressed in that 2 innings. But just kicking back, relaxing, and just being able to goof off. Hopefully, you're goofing off if you're up. If you're down by a lot, same concept. Like get the guy off his feet, let him reset for tomorrow, because when you turn off your brain in this game, it's just as much as a recovery as your body not being active too. And people kind of tend to forget that.
I did some quick math here. David Ortiz played in 14 full seasons with the Red Sox. Would you like to guess how many games a year he averaged playing?
14 years, so different time. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. He averaged 137 games a year.
Pretty good, Josh.
I was going to say 145.
139 is how many he averaged. So even, I mean, you know, even a pure DH like David Ortiz took 20 games off a year, you know? So yeah, I mean, it makes sense that now a lot of that is because he could not play defense. And if they had to go play in, you know, in the National League, he was just off for some of those games. But again, that's a pretty good sample size. 14 years. He's playing about 139 games a year. So yeah, give Yordan a day off every once in a while, and he may just go nuclear for the week after.
And like you said, Josh, this is a different time. This is not the time when the Colt 45s were playing like we've got on our hats right here. This is not the time of Jimmy Wynn, Joe Morgan, any of those guys. But if you like those times, we've always got Royal Retros for you to outfit you. We love Royal Retros here on Crush City Territory, the king of throwbacks. We've got our Colt 45s apparel. Like I said, these hats are great. Love wearing them. Josh, you've got your jersey. Show the people the Colt 45s jersey.
Yep.
Tyler, the hat. Tyler and I got the hat. I like Tyler, and he's got the shirt on. I'm still in Arlington. I left my shirt in Houston, but Tyler's got his shirt on. Like I said, guys, this is, well, you know, if
oh, there you go, Josh.
Tarps
showing
off.
It off.
Tarps off on the Royal Retros read. But like we said, they're the king of throwbacks. We've got the Colt 45 stuff on now, as you should really want, but they've got Houston Aeros stuff. They're separated by city, they're separated by franchise, they're separated by sport, and it's not just jerseys. Like we've got the hats, Tyler's got the t-shirt on. You can get really anything you want at Royal Retros. You know, the Colt 45 stuff, you know, maybe in honor of Yordan Alvarez, they should make like a 44 kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But at some point, Yordan Alvarez will have 45 homers like before the All-Star break. So we'll be able to really tie this in at some point. But if you're going
to Cooperstown, I learned that there used to be a 22s minor league team.
Mm-hmm.
And it was based in Moultrie, Georgia, which is way out there. And it was a fun fact because my high school coach who I took with me to Cooperstown started his coaching career in Moultrie, Georgia, and that's where he lives. So that's the only reason I knew about the 22s minor league hat, because he found one in Cooperstown. So another little throwback for you.
There we go.
Yeah.
Little connection.
Gotta love it because Royal Retros is every throwback you'll need. They're the king of throwbacks. And if you want anything from Royal Retros, if you're watching on YouTube, we have the QR code up. Before the Killer Bees, before the Astrodome, there were the Colt 45s, which are very prominently featured on Royal Retros. And if you want a discount, you can use the code FOUL for 10% off at royalretros.com. You can either scan the QR code on the screen or click the link in the description. That's the code FOUL for 10% off at royalretros.com. This is one of the first pods we've done that's really kind of just one dude. We talked about Yordan Alvarez for 39 minutes, and he deserves it.
Hold
He
on,
deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler, I need you look up
Mm-hmm.
your boy's career stats against DeGrom. We need to let the people know.
All right. I'm on it.
We need to
Give
let
me
the
a
people
sec.
know.
While he's doing that, a quick shout out to Mike Burrows, who 7 innings, a 2-run ball last night. For at least the next 6 days, he will not be Twitter's reason why the Astros franchise is disintegrating and the worst run franchise in professional sports. He pitched backwards the second and third time through the order, went like off speed changeup, spin early in the counts, and was doing some finished fastballs up in the zone. He's getting the 4-seamer by guys, which he has one of the worst 4-seam fastballs in baseball. So the fact that he was able to miss bats with it late in the count, that's a good step in the right direction for him. A 4-out save for Aniel De Los Santos. Brian King continues to pitch very well out of the bullpen. Like we said, and Josh, you said it earlier, like the pitching staff has started to stabilize. They're defining roles in that bullpen. The starters are getting them deep into games, which is not making Joe Espada try to get 13 or 15 outs from a bullpen that is not equipped to do that. So that is another step in the right direction. I'm very excited about tonight's game, a very Texas-filled matchup. Alvin native Aldi against Spencer Arrighetti from Houston. That'll be fun. Bryce Matthews will probably be in there too. A lot of Texas in this Lone Star series. But Tyler, what did Josh do against DeGrom?
You faced him once. You remember, Josh? One game?
Knock.
You got one knock. You were 1 for 2.
Yeah.
Now, granted, this was 2021. You were on the Diamondbacks. So
Single to right,
maybe,
and then a line out to the right fielder.
there
Never
you
struck
go.
me out.
You'll take that.
Batting 500. My bad.
He is I know he struggled the last couple times out, but I can't get over the command with him. The velo is one thing. The velo is incredible, but the command, the fact that he is able to put that high velo wherever he wants it is insane.
The most impressive and most simple hitters meeting I've ever been a part of in my career was that day we faced him, and I watched video, and it was literally lefties. He's going to go 100 in on your hands. You won't get a slider the first time through the lineup. No lefty gets sliders first time through the lineup. Sure enough, I got 99, 98, broken bat knock. Next at bat, 98, 99 slider. Then a 99 minor, all within that white line. I'm just dude, that was our whole hitters meeting. Fastballs on your hands at 98, 99. All
Good
right,
luck.
sure enough. And it was in this spot every time, just a little square.
He's pretty good. He's pretty good, but I'm going to go on a limb and say Yordan Alvarez is better. So we saw that we've seen that for 3 days in Arlington. We may see it tonight because it'll stun you to know that Yordan Alvarez owns Nathan Eovaldi. Not as much as Jose Altuve owns Nathan Eovaldi, but Yordan Alvarez has had a lot of success against Nate Eovaldi. So we'll see if he can continue that tonight as the Astros look to win this 4-game series. They're up 2-1 now. See if they can take 3 or 4 and end what has been I don't know if a season-saving road trip is the right term, but certainly a road trip that has put them in a lot better position than a lot of people thought when they went on it. So it's been a good road trip for the Astros. Let's see if they can end it tonight in good style against the Rangers. We will talk about that on Sunday. We'll also talk about the Brewers, the end of this Brewers series on Sunday. If you're going to the game on Sunday at Dyken Park, if you're not going, buy a ticket now because Jacob Mizorowski is scheduled to pitch for the Milwaukee Brewers. He throws very hard. He throws 104 miles an hour and likes Pokemon. So if you are a fan of Pokemon or if you're a fan of high-velocity fastballs, buy a ticket for Sunday at Dyken Park to watch Jacob Mizorowski pitch. We will record after that outing, but until then, you can follow me on X at Chandler_Rome. You can follow Josh at JRedDubDeuce. You can follow Tyler at Tyler C. Stafford. Please rate and review us on Apple and Spotify. Please like the YouTube video and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can get notified anytime we post a new video. We will be back, like I said, on Sunday night, but until then, thank you for listening, and we will talk to you soon.
Hey, this Saturday at Cactus Jack's in Baytown at 6:30 p.m., I'm playing a show, so come on down. The Astros play in the afternoon, so no excuses. It'll be after the game. So yeah, come on down. It'll be fun. It's wonderful. So I'm playing 6:30 to 8. So hopefully we'll see everybody there. Bye.